Hello, Cherie Hanson here, and Todd. Todd, my bodyguard cat. Today, in meditation, my mind was just super active. It was like, looking at Freud, foibles, Jung, reality, lists of things to do. Have I sprayed my pepper plants yet? It's always interesting to me when my mind is hyperactive. And then I landed on the thought that was kind of opening up a line of inquiry for me, and that was the concept of the hungry ghost. The Buddhists have this in their mythology or lexicography or whatever you want to call it. It's something that really is driving the world at the present time. It's just all around us. The concept is of someone who is in the afterlife and they are feeling empty, they are feeling hungry, they're craving, their stomach is gnawing at them. So they eat and they consume, and the vision I got in my mind was greyhounds chasing an artificial rabbit, which they can never catch. It's set up that way. And so they eat and they consume and they buy and they ask the outside world for validation, for applause, for love, for a sense of security. And the problem is that they are so empty inside that nothing will ever satisfy them. So it is a kind of hell that they are condemned to, because there is no end of the dopamine receptor. You go along the dopamine receptor to get to the end where you get that delivery of happiness chemicals. It's not going to happen no matter how much they eat, run, chase, buy, ask others to fix their emptiness, to kiss their owie. It's just never going to happen. So this is what we all come to deal with, or, finally, is to decide what is happening inside, what's inside me, and what is outside me. Inside me, I have the wounds, I have the things that I have lived through, I have the scars, I have the victories, I have the growth, I have the artificially created optimism that I put together myself from a flat pack without instructions. Like, where does this go? How do I get it? How can I do it? So we have a world that's very chaotic, and we used to be able to run and stick our faces under the armpits of authority figures and smell their sweet pheromones, daddy or mommy or the agency or the whatever is going to fix whatever's wrong with us. And it's frightening. It's frightening to people, because the old ways of self-soothing, the old ways of making ourselves feel stable and balanced and in a place of growth are gone. Take, for instance, trying to make a phone call. It's just so strange. You try to make a phone call and the number will go through and the number's right there, but it's not the right person. When we're in a world that is so crazy, like Alice falling down the hole and there's a bed and then there's a vase with a flower in it, and then there's a table upside down. Nothing is predictable. Nothing is the way it was 5 years ago, or 3 years ago, or 2 years ago. And that is how we calmed ourselves in the past. That is how we felt that we belonged, that we were taken care of. And it's all shifting, it's all chaotic. Well, what do we do now? I think the thing that I'm seeing is I'm being asked to grow up. I am being asked to be an adult. I am being asked to take responsibility for myself. And so when I look at my cravings and my hungers and my desire for something from the outside world, I realize that this is not helping me grow up. This is not helping me shift who I am to a calmer, more grounded, more confident person. All it does, it keeps me in child mode. And at best, I might be able to be a 14-year-old. You know, let's shoot for the top. I'll be 14. I'll put pictures of, movie stars on my devices so I can look at them, and I'll find out what I'm supposed to be wearing, what I'm supposed to be doing from somebody who's a star or, a multimillionaire or has some kind of status. No, that doesn't exist anymore. So what happens to us then? We have to go inside. There's no other choice. We're not left with another choice. Well, yeah, you can keep going to the vending machine and putting money in, but there's nothing in it. You cannot get the orange soda that made you feel better like you did in the past, because we find out the orange soda has got carcinogens and it's got alcohol in it, and it's owned by some kind of monster evil corporation. So we go like, oh, I used to soothe myself with orange soda. There's nothing left. Well, there is something left. There is inside you, and that is our nest, and that is where we find our comfort. That is where we grow the hell up. It's where we become a real person, not Pinocchio or Pinocchioette or whatever. And so we learn to trust first ourselves and then the universe. And when that happens, we get calmer and we get more secure, and we don't feel as empty anymore. So that was my message for today. This is my Hue shirt. If you have not heard the Mongolian throat singing metal band Hue, go to YouTube. They are just magnificent. They have power, power, power. And it reminds me that I have power, power, power. Not from somebody else, but from myself, from my intention, from my habits, from my commitment, from my way of taking care of myself, from my self-created flat pack optimism. I put it together and it's still standing. And I do want to let you know that I am having a Meeting Your Ego workshop that's going to be in my beautiful house, and Todd the cat may walk through, and he'll let you look at him but not touch, perhaps. The other thing that I want to thank people is I really want to thank you for subscribing and liking and sharing my videos. One of my videos the other day got over 700 views, and it was such a good feeling, because my motivation is to take my journey from a crumpled, destroyed, messy heap of a person to somebody who's very satisfied and happy with life. And I understand I went through that journey so I can help other people. And that's my heart's wish. Do like, subscribe, and share my videos. Thank you very much. You have the ability to satisfy yourself once you begin the journey of letting go of relying on the outside world.